Welcome back, Gemini. We're going to get into this. This is going to be a general reading. We're just going to see what is going to come out for you here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. It helps the channel grow. Spirit gives a clear, concise message here for Gemini. This is for Gemini of all placements. Remember, guys, that this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you. First card out, we have the Nine of Cups, Star in reverse. Nine of Coins is coming out, Balance in reverse. Knight of Cups. Okay. I'm hearing you're just minding your own business over here. There is somebody around you that's really upset with you because you're coming in as like this privileged person. You've put in a lot of work and now you're just enjoying the fruits of your labor. This person is not getting their way. And they're upset about it. They're not getting their wish fulfillment. Could be an Aquarius. Could be a Sagittarius. Could be somebody from your community. Or could be a friend who turned their back on you. A friend who's two-faced. Okay. Yeah, it's coming out as like somebody who's two-faced. So somebody who used to be your friend and now this person's like watching you. Okay. So this person's like watching you. Let's see what else we get for that star energy over there. And they're like seeing you being very content and happy with everything that you got going on. Looks like this person's facing a burnout because they can't get any sleep because they're worried about what you got going on, Gemini. They're worried about what you're doing with this fortune or money or what you're doing with your resources. They're worried about what you got going on with your... Oh, they're planning something sneaky. So they're worried about what you're doing with your finances, what you're doing with your money. They want to know how you're making it. Like, what are you doing? Because they see you being very happy and content, and they're like trying to figure out, like, how are you so content? You shouldn't be content. For some reason, this person feels like you shouldn't be content, or you shouldn't have things, or you shouldn't be allowed to have nice things, even though you worked for it, even though you earned it. You know, I'm hearing like you stay on top of things, so your house must be like really nice, or you have nice furniture, you wear nice clothes. You tend to stay on top of things, like maybe you stay in fashion, or you wear the latest clothing, you know what I mean? Things like that. Maybe you have a nice car and stuff like that. So this person is like thinking like, oh my gosh, you know, they're looking at you and they're like, how is it that Gemini is so independent? How is it that Gemini is on top of things? Because, you know, it looks like from this person's point of view, it does look like you're enjoying the finer things in life, and this person doesn't have that. And they're like, you know, they just feel like this competition going on between you and them. With the Seven of Swords coming out over the balance in reverse, it does look like this person is tempted to reach out to you, possibly even bring you something here, like an offer, you know, like an offer. Maybe it could be an offer of peace, or maybe food or something like that, right? That's what I'm getting. This person is a liar. Okay, so it's definitely a trick. Yeah, see, there it is. The Three of Cups is coming out in reverse. So this gift is linked to something that this person wants to like portray. Like it's a gift of peace, you know, like, oh, let's have a truce here, Gemini. You know, let me get back into your energy. Let me find out what's going on with you, because how is it that you're walking out of your house looking so good? How is it that every time I see you, you have a smile on your face, you know? You have that smile on your face. You're content. Why aren't you frowning like me, you know? It's that kind of energy. Like, why aren't you frowning like me? Why aren't you upset like me? Why aren't you unhealed like me? You know, why aren't you, you know, living in chaos? You know, and this person is thinking all these things, and they're like, it's manifesting inside of them to the point where they can't sleep. This person is losing sleep. it's affecting their mental health because they're so concerned about what you got going on, Gemini. This could be a friend. We do have the Three of Cups coming out twice. So this could be a friend or somebody who portrays themselves to be your friend. It could be a family member. It could be anybody, guys. It could be an ex. It could be anybody, right? But they show themselves to be your friend. And it's not. It's this offer because they want to find out what it is you got going on. Because they realize and they know that you've gone through so much, but yet you're still standing on top of things. You know, you might have Aries in your chart. You know, they know that you've been through so much, but yet you're the person who's pushing things forward. You're making things happen for yourself, right? And they're watching you and they're like, what the heck? Why isn't things working out for them? You know, and they're thinking that way. They do feel like they're going to come in here and win something. Okay? They think that if they give you this offer of some kind, it's crazy. They think like if they're going to, you know, come in and give you this offer, right? And they're going to be able to get back into your energy and talk to you and find out what you got going on so they could figure things out, right? So they could figure out how they can, like, you know, win one up on you or something, or like make things seem a certain kind of way. It looks like they're trying to figure out how they can put you in a position where you would be at a disadvantage, or in such a way that they can look better than you, right? It's their ego. This person is really deeply into their ego, and they're like, how can I get around Gemini to find out what Gemini's weakness is so I can put Gemini in a position that'll make Gemini at a disadvantage of them. You know what I mean? Of who they are, right? Looks like they're really worried about you gaining some kind of clarity about something that they've been doing secretively. There's two cards on the table that's talking about this person doing something that is very secretive. Tell me more. Oh, okay. So they're just basically trying to figure out how they can cause trouble for you in any which way, shape, or form, right? Look at that. So it's like they're trying to figure out how they can, like, make you lose, or how they could get clarity on how they can get you to, like, lose money or lose a position or lose something that you've been really working hard for, right? So they could, like, pass judgment against you. That's what I'm hearing. They want to pass judgment on you. It seems funny. It seems like they've already, you know, passed some kind of judgment on you, you know? And it's like, because they're like, the way that they're coming at you and the way that they're trying to be so sneaky and be a friend to you. And it's like they're already passing judgment on you, but then they want to find out more so they can, like, find out how they could use it against you. So they can move forward for some reason. This person is definitely somebody who is very spoiled. So if this is a sibling or a family member, this is somebody who was very spoiled. They never grew up. This is somebody who could be a water sign too. They could have water in their chart. Cancer, Pisces, or maybe even Scorpio. And it's like this person just feels like they shouldn't have to put much effort into something, but they should get a lot back out of it, right? And here you are, you've done so much work already in your life. I mean, you've faced so many challenges already, not just financially, not just in career, not just everything that you've worked for in your life, but emotionally and relationships and everything. I mean, you've gone through a lot, you know. And it seems like this person is, like, looking at you and they're like, you know, how is it that Gemini's gone through these things? How is it that Gemini has, you know, had these hard pitfalls in their life and financial struggles and all these things, and yet here's Gemini walking around with a smile, happy, content, and on top of things. See, this person is so spoiled. They're so used to having somebody do everything for them. You see? And you're not. You get up and do things for yourself. You don't need somebody to do anything for you. You don't need to be pampered. You're the person who makes things happen. You're the person who pushes things forward. You're coming in this reading as the boss. So there's a good chance that you either are a CEO, or you are a manager, shift leader, or you own your own business, whatever it is. But you show that you are very, very independent. Like, you can take care of yourself. You don't need anybody else. You can stand on your own 2 feet. And this person can't do that. And that's the problem. That's this person's problem. So what I'm hearing, Gemini, is this person's coming in with an offer. It's an offer that's going to make it look like it's this opportunity. It could be a job offer. It could be like a relationship offer. Okay, this could be like somebody who, wants to come and be like, hey, could be far-fetched. This is more likely a friend, okay, or a family member. But this offer is something that they want you. They're so desperate for you to take it because they just need to get information. They just need to be able to figure out or find out how they could put you at a disadvantage. That's all it is. That's all it is. Nothing more. This person seems to be under this illusion that you're doing something, like you're doing something shady or something. You have to be, right? They're under this illusion of like you're being secretive. Okay, it's actually them being secretive, right? But they're trying to make it seem like it's you. You're the one that's being secretive here. You know what I mean? And they feel like, they need to hurry up and rush something so they could get clarity. They need to get some kind of clarity so they can, like, again, it's going back to that, putting you in a disadvantage, right? And actually what's going to end up happening is this person is just going to see you, being aware of your surroundings, being aware of what's going on around you, being on top of things, making the right decisions, going in the right direction. They're going to see you planning for your future, taking the proper action towards your future. And that's what I'm seeing. And that's all they're going to find. But they think they're going to find something more, And they're hoping that they will find something more. Yeah, they're investigating you. And this is not a professional investigator. Don't get me wrong. I don't feel like this person is some kind of professional person. They're just snooping around, with that flashlight in the dark, just trying to figure out, what it is that you've got going on. It has something to do with money. It's all about the money. Tell me more. Why is it about the money? This person could be a professional, actually, now that I'm looking at it. This person could be a professional investigator. It might be something that they do on the side because of abundance. Okay, so they're trying to hold on to money. They're trying to hold on to resources. This person is wanting more money or needing more money or needing more resources. So they're looking for money. So they're trying to figure out how you're so stable. Because you're definitely coming in as privileged. I mean, at least that's how they're seeing you. Like you're privileged. You get everything. You have everything. And it's saying here that they're looking for money. Because they want money. Huh. Tell me more. Tell me more. Again. So it seems like they're under this thing that you're going to like give them an offer. Like if they catch you at something, that you're just going to give them an offer. Like you're going to want to make them go away. Okay. Like they're going to, you're just going to want them to go away. You're just going to give up the goods, or you're just going to open up and let them in and join whatever it is that you're doing. Huh. Like you're gonna say, hey, okay, I'll let you in on what I got going on here, and we'll compromise, and I'll give you some money, and you'll have this new beginning, and I'll give you this offer, and that's what they're thinking. That's what they're searching for. So, is this blackmail? Is this like them trying to blackmail Gemini? I'm just curious. I mean, their behavior is really hilarious. I would take that as a yes with the High Priestess card being the first card out. Yeah, I'll take this as a yes. Okay. So, yes, they are in this process of wanting to gain knowledge here so they could have this new beginning. Maybe start a business. This might be somebody that has spoken to you before about wanting to start their own business or get something off the ground. They might be also trying to use you or whatever they could dig up on you to like turn their life around here, because that's how it's coming out. Like so they could be happy, so they could have go in a new direction. Huh. So they can like gain everything. What's interesting is the High Priestess came out. I do feel very strongly this person could be infatuated with you. So it's yes, they want the knowledge, but it's also like this person's infatuated with you. You know what I mean? Like they can't stop thinking about you. They're infatuated. They need to know. They want to know your secrets. So that's why they're coming in with this offer, Gemini, so they could get close to you. It might be food. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how when you want to make friends with somebody, like when you were in school, you would take cookies to school and share it with people. So, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. You take food or drink to somebody. So they might be trying to like come in to get more information. I do feel like it is a form of blackmail. But at the same time, this person's infatuated with you. So it's kind of, you're affecting this person's ego. So it's like they want to have the upper hand, but they don't have the upper hand. But they want, you know what I mean? That's what they want. They want to have that upper hand over you. And they're trying so hard. See, but the thing is I feel very strongly here that you're the High Priestess. You know what I mean? So, in other words, your secrets are your secrets. I feel very strongly that, what you do for a living, how you make your money is your business, and you're going to keep that secret to yourself, right? So, for maybe one of you, maybe you're on disability, or maybe you are, I don't know, you could do anything, right? But the thing is that this person wants to know. And yeah, it is a form of blackmail, but it's not like, it's not giving me that vibe like they want to like take everything away from you kind of blackmail. It's more of a blackmail of it's giving me this energy of at least this is their energy. That's what I'm trying to say. Their energy is more of like, okay, if you're a criminal, then we'll be a criminal together. You get what I'm saying? Like, let me in your world. I want to know what's going on in your world. I need to know what's going on in your world. That kind of thing. So that's where I'm getting this feeling of infatuation, right? It's like they need to get close to you. They want to get close to you. Yes, they do want to blackmail you, but it's not really to like take your money. No, it's more of they want money. Yes, don't get me wrong. This person's gonna take. If you offer them money, they will take it, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because this person's lazy. Okay, and they're stuck in a dead end job right now, and they're just not making any more money right now, and the bills are coming in. So, and more likely, this is somebody who, they're used to living a certain kind of way because they're used to having somebody do things for them. You know what I mean? Like they're used to somebody paying their bills and taking care of them, right? But anyways, There is a level. So it's kind of like somebody who wants to control you, own you, possess you. They're infatuated with you. It's like they want to play with you. This crazy mind games. Okay. There's this level of wanting to manipulate you, control you, but they don't want to crush you. Does that make sense? Like, they don't want to crush you. They don't want to take everything away from you, no. But they want to have that power over you. Kind of like, there was a movie I saw that kind of reminds me of this. I can't remember the name of it now. But anyways, it was about this group. They were like they worked for a boss who was very corrupt, and the boss did like a lot of illegal stuff, but his guardsmen, they didn't know that he was a bad guy. And there was a woman, she was one of his security guards, and he ended up blackmailing her and forcing her into a relationship with him, right? This is the vibe I'm getting from this person. They don't love you, right? They don't love you, but they want to possess you. Like, they want to have that control. And in the movie, he ended up having, you know, what looked like a relationship. I don't know how to explain it, but it was a manipulative one where she was like forced, she was forced into this relationship with him. It was like either she did that, like it was like as though she had to do it because he knew things about her, right? That is very similar to this situation. It's not like this person wants everything. They don't want to crush you, but it's like they want this power. Their ego is in effect here. And it's because you're so strong. And it's because you are the person who gets things done. And it's because you have lived, you've lived life. You've gone through crap. You've faced adversity in your life. And you have walked out of the other side of it, and you're not crushed. And you're not broken. You're like very well put together, and you're still finding a way to find happiness. And you're still finding a way to smile and be happy and content with what you have. And this person doesn't have that. They want that. But it's beyond that. It's like, it's not that they just want that, that part of you. No. It's like they want to possess you so they could like figure out, how does your brain work? How do you think? It's giving me that kind of energy. Like, how does Gemini think? How is it that Gemini's mind works this way? It's more like they want to really get close to you, even if they have to force themselves on you. You see what I'm saying? Like, even if they have to blackmail you, find out your secrets so they can get closer to you, so they can, like, be your friend, so they can figure out how your brain works. Like, how are you functioning at the level that you're functioning? And I'm not talking about financially. I mean, yes, it's part of it. It's part of it. Don't get me wrong, Gemini. It is part of it. But it's not all of it. It's more of them really wanting to learn from you. See, this person hasn't gone through life experiences because they've been pampered. They don't know how to be like you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, they don't know how to be an adult and do adult things and take care of themselves and be responsible. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to set their mind on something and be successful at it like you are. They don't know how to do that because they've never had to, because they've never been challenged in their whole life. This is definitely somebody whose mom or whoever raised them sheltered them way too much, pampered them way too much, and never let them really grow as a person, unfortunately. And it's not because this person's disabled, which is not what I'm talking about at all. Okay, so if you have a disabled child and that's not what I'm talking about. That's different. This person is not disabled. This is a grown person who has never been challenged in their life, and they don't know how to stand on their own. This is why they're looking at you. This is why they want to be friends with you, because you are what they desire to be. You get what I'm saying? That's what's going on. Okay, so any advice here for Gemini? Oh, Nine of Swords is coming out. Be careful with this person. This person can become a nightmare for you. Like if this person walks through that door, if you allow this person to walk through that door, and you take this offer from this person's going to turn into a nightmare, because they're going to want to get into every little detail of your life, and that's what I'm hearing. Anything else here for Gemini about this person? Please and thank you, Spirit. I'm just going to say something because it's popping into my head right now. There's a saying, I don't know if people still say it, but we used to say it all the time, long time ago. That you can't make an enemy until you've made friends. I don't know if y'all have ever heard this, but you can't make an enemy until you've made a friend. What that basically means is that you should choose your friends carefully, extremely carefully. You need to, I know it's hard, because sometimes people are very good at hiding it, and this person is definitely a person who wears a mask. You definitely want to test this person and get to know what they're about. So that's where it comes in, like choose your friends wisely, because it's better to have no friends than to have a fake friend. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, or a family member, because this could be a family member as well. Okay. It could be a coworker, or it could be somebody that you know through your business, something like that. Okay. But anyways, yeah, that's what Spirit is basically saying. This is this person's intentions, but what Spirit is saying is to choose your friends wisely. Don't share too much. Of course, use your own discernment, and to test people. I think that's what the biggest lesson here in this reading is, that you really do need to test people. You got to get in there and really test their character. Because as soon as you see this person's character, how they treat other people and the things they've done to other people. And another thing, pay attention to the person's face. Because a fake person, they can't wear that mask 24 hours a day. It's too hard. And it's actually, I've met a person like this, and they even told me one time that it was lonely being who they are. It's a long story, guys. Seriously, if I was to tell you how I know this person, it would be like we'd be here for hours. But finally, after I realized how fake they were and confronted them, they basically told me that I didn't understand how lonely it was to be like them, because they couldn't be like me. And apparently you're going through the same situation I went through. This was years ago. This was like 5 years ago, actually. And they were trying to get me to feel sympathetic toward them. I wasn't going to. They did some bad stuff. And yeah, choose wisely. Pay attention to their faces. This is one thing I have learned. Oh, by the way, I'm 53 years old. I know one of y'all had asked about that. I forgot to tell y'all. I'm 53 years old. I've lived through life like I've been through some crap, guys. You would be surprised. I was homeless when I was 15. I was on my own when I was 15. But so I've been through some crap. That's why I like to talk to you younger ones, let y'all know so y'all can, be aware and just have that awareness. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Catch me in the next one. Don't forget to comment. Any kind of comment, it helps the channel grow. And y'all take care. And remember, test your friends. And even if it is a family member, test them. And another thing I'm going to say is the worstest thing you could do for people is make excuses for them. Especially if this is somebody you love. Which, it didn't come out in the cards. If you did or didn't. Maybe I should ask. Hold on. I was just going to say this. Like, if this is a family member and it's somebody you love, that could be, like, more challenging to deal with than if it's a stranger trying to be your friend. You know what I mean? And I've had family members who are like this, too. So, is this person a family member, Spirit? Yes or no? Let's just find out. Yes. Yes, there's your answer. It's a family member. Okay. Well, there's your answer, Gemini. Thank you for joining me. Catch me in the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.